We'll call the meeting to order. Welcome to the October 3rd meeting of the Lee Select Board. We'll start off with the minutes, open session minutes of September 19th.
Mr. Chairman, I'd make a motion that we accept the minutes of September 19th, 2023 as written.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Moving on, public comment. Kath?
Hello, Kathy Hall, Lee Youth Commission Chairwoman. Just want to report on the Lee Youth Commission. It's starting its series of Lee's second Saturday gym nights at the Crossway Tower Gym at the former Central School Building, 130 High Street in Lee. These events are free and sponsored by the Lee Youth Commission. The series is going to kick off with an adrenaline-pumping game of dodgeball on Saturday night, October 14th, 2023. Josh Bloom, a member of the commission, is the team leader of this project. The commission invites children ages 5 to 9 to join in on the action from 5:30 to 7 o'clock. Parents are encouraged to stay and help, which adds to the community spirit of the event. Children ages 10 to 14 are welcome to take part in the second round of fun from 7:30 to 9, and parents are welcome to either drop their older children off or volunteer to help facilitate. The Lee Youth Commission asks all families to register in advance at www.lee.ma.us/youth-commission so the commission knows how many people to expect and to ensure a seamless and enjoyable experience for all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. Anybody else for public comment time? Seeing nobody?
I'd just make one quick comment. We did have our master plan meeting yesterday, another meeting, not a ton to report on, but we did, we're closing in on finalizing the housing section of the document. We discussed education. I think next meeting, we're gonna discuss land use, as well as some other things, so just moving right along, but.
Great, thank you, Sean.
I think I saw that Josh raised his hand, I think.
Yep.
Or it said it on the screen anyway.
You see that little,
Yeah.
I think he's unmuted, so.
Okay.
Josh, can you hear us?
Yes, Josh Bloom, 204 West Park Street in Lee. I just wanted to let the select board know, the public know that there are 4 new documents that the EPA just released in the last few days for public comment. They are available through the EPA's website, and I'm sure that they will be available more widely than that, but the EPA is allowing 60 days rather than a shorter period on all these documents for public comment because there is a large dump of documents all at once that, again, are totaling in the thousands of pages, or over 1,000 pages. So I encourage everybody to take a look at that and consider whether it's time for Lee the town of Lee to hire its own consultant, just like the town of Lenox has, to provide technical review of documents going forward. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Josh. And that will be a topic of discussion in the near future.
Can I add one thing, Mr.
Sure.
Chair? Yeah, just kind of going off what Josh said, we did just add a new section on the website that houses all of the PCB documents that we were receiving, and as well as the town's responses to it. It's on the selectmen's page right now, but it's also linked from the main page. There's a news section. We've been trying to keep up to date on the various comment periods. So these 4 documents, as Josh said, just came this afternoon.
Yeah.
They're not there yet, but they will be, and so you can link it right from the news section. So, and we'll have, I think there's at least 15 or 20 things on there so far. We'll keep adding it, so one page, so.
Thank you, Chris. There's no further public comment. Moving on. Yes, we need to sign the annual Elderly and Disabled Taxation Fund and Senior Citizen Property Tax Work-Off Abatement Program letter. This is something that we do, but on an annual basis, I guess. And it's allows disabled folks and elderly folks to actually do some work, assigned work to help offset their taxes. I guess that generally is. So I'll entertain a motion that we sign that document.
I'd make a motion that we sign the annual Elderly and Disabled Taxation Fund and Senior Citizen Property Tax Work-Off Abatement Program letter.
I'll second that.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Moving on, B, appointment of Joshua Tracy to the Lee Police Department as a full-time officer.
So this will be our final.
I was gonna say, we're full now, right? Yeah.
This will be a full police force,
And-
including a school resource officer.
That's in Chief's letter here. So we've transitioned to Jason Hopkins, right?
Right, yeah.
Has transitioned to full-time resource officer for the school. And now we're hiring one more person to fill out the patrol.
Yeah, and this is more of a lateral transfer. We don't have to send him to the academy or anything. He's already certified and he's worked for other towns in Berkshire County, so.
Great.
Were you intending to read this, or shall I just make a motion?
I think just make a motion.
Okay, well, based on Chief DeSantis's glowing recommendation and what looks like a great resume for Mr. Tracy, I would make a motion that we appoint Joshua Tracy as a police officer in the town of Worth.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Moving on, a Berkshire Gas permit for 151 West Park Street.
So this looks like right on the corner of Marble Street and West Park Street there.
And,
So, Mr. Chair, I'd make a motion that we approve the application for a gas permit to add a test station with anodes to the existing casing underneath the railroad tracks.
I'll second that.
any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Temporary sign permit and fee waiver for St. Mary's School. Spelled out pretty clearly, we've done this before. For the annual holiday bazaar on Sunday, November 19th, 2023, from 9 to 3.
Mr. Chairman, since we've done this so many years, and there's never been any issues or complaints, I'd make a motion that we approve this as submitted, and if there was a fee, we waive the fee.
I'd second that motion.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right.
Now the fun part.
Now the fun part, trick or treat, the proposed date. It says here on the agenda it's 7 PM, but it's actually 5 to 7.
5 to 7.
5 to 7 on Tuesday, October 31st, which is Halloween.
Yeah.
I would make a motion to set the date for trick or treat to be Tuesday, October 31st. That's 5, starting at 5, ending at 7.
Second that motion, and just a comment, I know in the past we've always said that if you want to participate, make sure you have your lights on.
Front light on.
And if
Yep.
you don't want to participate, then keep them off. Just so the people who are out trick or treating will understand whether or not you want to participate. Some people don't want to, and so at least that lets folks know. So, that's all my comment.
Thank you, Jim.
Sure.
Okay, moving on
We
to,
have to vote.
oh, yeah, sure, yeah.
So I interrupted the process.
Sorry, we've got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to F, discussion of the special town meeting which we're anticipating. We haven't set the date, but it's going to be, we're shooting for December of this year.
Yeah, and I did check with the school. We've got a few things going on with their concerts and so forth, but we have the date available of December 6th at 7 p.m. It's right in between the two holiday concerts. But we don't want to get too far, of course, into December. So we do anticipate, well, I can go, when we talk about the warrant, I can tell you some other information that I have as well, but unless you'd like me to go through it.
If you would, please, Chris, that'd be great.
Yeah, so we have a few things that we're hoping to do at that meeting. We will have all of the information back on the public safety facility probably within the next couple of weeks, and we'll be able to start looking into that. We also have a CPA land purchase that is proposed up near Stockbridge Road. A couple housekeeping things, fiscal year invoice that we need to take care of, and we also have the opioid appropriation from the state that we need to, or sorry, the opioid money we have to appropriate from the state. And then there are 2 zoning articles that the planning board would like to bring up. So kind of going along with the public safety idea, I did check with the school, and we're hoping that we can have an informational meeting on that before the town meeting.
Yeah.
So they have the Fall Shakespeare Festival going on, but the cafeteria is available the first week of November for us to do that. And we have dates of the 2nd, the 6th, or the 7th. There's a projector in there and so forth. The architect is available to come up, so if the board would like to consider those dates as well, I can let them know.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea to have an informational meeting, because this is gonna be quite the big project for the town, so people need to be informed.
Well, the
So
idea-
any of those dates, we'll make work.
What days of the week are they, Chris?
So we have Thursday the 2nd, Monday the 6th, and Tuesday the 7th are available.
So I assume we'll be televising this. I would assume.
That's the
We'll be
plan,
set up
yeah.
for that, yeah.
Or it may be recorded and then
Yeah, okay.
replayed.
Well, I was
But
just wondering if we should do more than one, but
yeah, the 7th, Sabrina was just saying, is your regular meeting.
okay.
Yeah,
So,
Well, then maybe one of the others at Thursday. I just didn't know, maybe having 2 meetings would be too much, for people. You make it once, as long as I know it's recorded.
Yeah.
And so people
yeah.
can go on CTSB and watch it, then I think we're good.
Mm-hmm.
And if they have any questions, they have our numbers. They'll be calling us and asking our numbers, or getting hold of you, so. Yeah, I'm okay with any of those dates, Thursday or Monday.
yeah.
yeah, if we want to keep it,
Why don't we shoot
yeah,
for Thursday
Thursday the
first?
2nd, then not do it on the same night as, right, okay.
Okay.
So we'll plan on November 2nd, I'll confirm that for an informational, and December 6th for the meeting, so we'll have just over a month in between.
Okay. And this information that we've been talking about, this is on the website now, or?
It will be, yeah, not yet. though.
We still have a draft warrant that's in the works, right?
Right.
And there may
Hopefully.
there might be another article or 2 maybe that we're, but
Looking
what
at
you
about
just
7 right
described,
now,
yeah,
7 things.
7 right now,
But, yeah. We hope to be able to have the draft back to the board, maybe the next meeting, probably the first November meeting, which will give us more than enough time to post, so.
Okay.
So we don't need to take any action on this right now?
No, you will when we sign
When we
the
sign,
warrant,
right,
but yeah.
Yeah, okay. Any further discussion? Anybody? All right, moving on. Any topic the chairman could not reasonably anticipate? We have one item that I'm aware of, and that is the Town of Lee, the Council on Aging, has issued a proclamation, whereas the following individuals have made countless contributions to the Town of Lee. And I'll name them: Philip Smith, Elizabeth Leahy, Millard Eckert, Claire Leahy, Thomas Unsworth, Judith Nardacci, Sandra Hayes, Lee Shields, Richard Shields, Ann O'Brien, Ann Sterling, and William Hall, Kathleen Hall, Sandra
Cazalio.
John Philpott, and Mary Philpott. Whereas the aforementioned residents are all at least 80 years old and continue to be active citizens in the town. And whereas the Lee Council on Aging is celebrating the positive impacts that these residents have made to the town, now let it be resolved that I, Bob Jones, Chairman of the Select Board of Lee, Massachusetts, do hereby proclaim that in honor of these individuals, October 14th, 2023 be recognized as Inspirational at 80 Day in Lee, Massachusetts. So thank you to all of those folks aforementioned.
And I would make a motion to have the chairman sign this proclamation.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those will be presented at a ceremony on the 14th. So.
Okay, very good. Where will that be at?
A Council on Aging.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, excellent, thank you.
Okay.
Or Senior Center, actually.
Yeah.
Well, Sean, do you have anything that we?
I don't have anything further that I would like to share. No.
Okay.
Well, there was that we had a question about this trunk or treat thing that we should
Oh, yes.
decide whether we're participating in it. I know we have
Actually-
in the past.
That's, the suggestion was, what was the
What was
date?
it?
27th?
Yeah,
Friday the
that was
27th.
Friday the
27th.
27th would be trunk or treat, and that would be 5 to 7.
Right at the school.
At
Yeah,
the
and I think it's
school.
gonna be a walk-through this year, not a drive-through.
Oh.
Okay, that'd be
okay.
nice.
That'd be nice, good.
I'm more
different.
than willing to, we don't need to vote or anything if you don't want to, but I'd be more than willing to participate and supply some candy and all that.
Yeah, I think Bob and I have been there.
You have,
Did
yeah.
you do, you
I was,
weren't here,
no,
yeah.
I was
You and I
not in
did that.
town that
Yeah, I
day.
think,
I think
yeah.
it was you, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to try and make it there and supply candy for the folks. And that's the only other thing I can think of. And
No anchovies.
no, anchovies and sardines. I thought we made that
It's Halloween.
as a giveaway.
Very good. So
Are we going as a group costume or? No?
I'm gonna be Larry if it's.
Yeah, well, I can see that.
There you go.
I thought it would be, well, that's true. I thought it would be Shemper. Curly, actually, Curly would be more appropriate. Okay. All right, no, I don't have anything.
Very good. Moving on. Chris, you have something for us?
Yeah, just one, well, I was gonna mention the webpage, which I already did, with Josh's comment. The other thing related to the, rest of River, and PCB cleanup is we do have a meeting scheduled. It is we did post it online, but there'll be more information coming about it, as we get closer. But November 28th, the EPA will be doing a follow-up on the PCB transportation. It will be in the auditorium, 6:30 PM at the high school auditorium. So, and the suggested format would be the select board would open the meeting, and then EPA would go over the proposed routes, and then it would be time for public comments. So, if the board is okay with that format, and essentially just for the public to know as well, at this point, there's been some preliminary conversation. There's no transportation plan yet that will be submitted on October 31st. It does look like they're going to extend the comment period a little longer than the 45 days. So this will fall within the comment period. So people will be able to attend the meeting. If they haven't submitted comments, there'll still be time to submit comments before a final draft is done. So.
And EPA and GE will be there via Zoom, right?
No, I believe in person.
They will be?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I think they will.
Okay.
Interesting, it's the Day of the Dead.
It is the day of the dead, yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. And I guess in advance of the meeting, I just would like to remind everybody, we want everybody to have a say, be able to speak out, ask questions, get all the information needed, but we want to maintain a level of civility and patience, and we want clear communication. So we ask everybody to be on their best behavior for this. It's very important for the town that everybody understands what's happening. So, you present. Gail?
Could you clarify the date? Did you say the 21st or the 31st?
28.
28th of November.
Oh,
They're putting out the plan on the 31st, the 28th is the meeting.
What was the 31st, I'm sorry?
The 31st, they're putting out the preliminary transportation plan.
Oh, so it's,
We'll have time to look at it, and then we'll be meeting with them to give our comments.
okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Dave?
Are we able to present a competing transportation plan? For example, the railroad. Can we make a presentation there at that meeting?
I'm not clear on that.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely submit the comments during the comment period, for sure, you can do that and submit that proposal. I don't know that, there would be time for like a full presentation. You could certainly make comments at it, but,
Well, I mean, something like 5 minutes.
yeah, I mean, I'll
Let's
ask.
look into it, yeah.
I'll ask what the time limits will, or if there'll be any, but definitely a written proposal can be submitted for sure.
So Dave, would this be a PowerPoint presentation? What are you talking about?
Just
Or it would be a,
Can we,
Oh, yeah.
sorry,
Can you
point of
come up?
order,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Dave, come to the microphone so everybody can hear you.
Sorry about that at home.
Yeah.
Sometimes we forget.
yeah, Dave Carrington, and I'm from Lee. So it would be a map showing the railroad route as opposed to the trucking route. I mean, GE is going to present the trucking route. I would present the railroad map, which is actually pretty simple. And it wouldn't take long, it would be very clear and understandable, and it would show how the railroad is situated just about perfectly to do the work.
So Dave, would it be handout maps, or would it be a
No, it would be
PowerPoint
a-
presentation?
When you say PowerPoint,
Well, projected up on a big screen.
not a big screen, but a map, let's say the map was 2 feet wide
Oh,
by,
okay.
Oh, like the ones on the
Gotcha.
wall over there or something.
yeah,
Okay.
it would be something handheld, not electronic,
Okay.
but that's all.
We'll check.
I don't see any reason why you wouldn't be able
Yeah.
to make that a part of your comment and,
Yeah.
provide that map to them and everybody there to look at and review. And then,
Yeah,
give your case.
okay. I think it would make very clear the convenience of the railroad, as opposed to trips all around the
Okay.
county.
Thank you.
Thank you. As far as we know, Chris, are they asking us to put time limits on the amount of time people?
There hasn't been anything specifically mentioned, but I can clarify.
Okay. That would be great.
Well, if the report's coming out on the 31st, I would hope people would take time to look at it and then come in with a good list, that you have concerns about and suggestions, so at least we stay focused on that. I would think that would be a good thing. Sounds like, David, you're already geared up and ready to go. So, yep, good
Very
enough.
good.
Yeah.
Chris, do you have anything else?
No, just like I say, October, just to clarify, October 31st, the plan will be submitted. As soon as we get that copy, we'll put it on the website. And there'll be a comment period this fall. November 28th will be during that, so I think it works out well. People will have a few weeks to review it, be able to ask questions, make comments, and then follow up with written comments as well if they choose, so.
Well, Mr. Chairman, we have a meeting on October 17th that you'll be announcing shortly, but we can remind folks, and maybe by then we'll know if there's going to be a time frame or not, restriction, but I don't see why they would at this point. But anyway, we should have an answer by our next meeting.
Gail, if you can come up, please.
I'm just wondering if you have any wind of what EPA is planning, because I heard that Main Street is going to be a definite for transport, truck transport, and I'm wondering if you've heard that same verbiage.
Well, that's been in the newspaper, so, but they have not issued any kind of formal presentation, because that's what the October 31st is about.
Is
I
about-
expect, I personally expect that Main Street is going to be on the table, but that's what the spirit of feedback is all about. That's what the meeting is about, and we'll have to see where it goes.
Okay.
Our preliminary comments, voiced that was not something we wanted to happen, so.
Right, it's not something I want to
No,
happen
I don't
either.
think anybody wants to happen. So.
Right,
I think the other thing is there's a big question of how much it can be diverted other ways, and how much would actually be on, to Eagle Mill Dam, for example, might be unavoidable, but will there be anything else other than that? I think is the big question, how much could be.
okay.
Rerouted, and I did meet with the EPA with town administrator a while back, and certainly they left the room knowing that we were definitely against any kind of traffic on Main Street.
Yeah.
I mean, that was laid out crystal clear, so we'll see.
On
You know,
East Street, you said?
Nothing on Main Street.
Oh, Main Street.
That was it was crystal clear. 4 or 5 members were there, their attorneys were there with EPA. It was very clear when they left. We made it very clear, I made it very clear. Nothing on Main Street, period.
Okay.
So.
May
see
I
what
comment on
happens.
that?
It's up to the chair, but I would
You
see why
finished,
not.
Gordon?
Yeah,
Right.
no, I'm done, I'm just saying that definitely that was it was laid out very clearly.
That's, okay, thank you very much.
Yep.
Thank you, Gail. Josh?
Yes, in a meeting that I attended with the EPA and with Chris, so Chris can back this up, Dean from the EPA suggested that, Gordon, you are perhaps you are expressing what the town's position is, and that was very adamant. And Dean's response to us was he would be strongly advocating for trucks to be going down Main Street in Lee. And the trucks that he was specifically mentioning, and we could, as was just discussed, we could take off the table, as Chris mentioned, for right now, the trucks coming from the Eagle Mill Dam. The trucks that he was mentioning were that he'd be advocating for trucks that would be going from the upland disposal facility, the UDF, the dump, out of state. So therefore, he said, although we in that meeting and in this previous meeting that you're referencing had strongly said that the town is strongly opposed to any trucks going down Main Street for that purpose, he said that the EPA would be advocating strongly for that position. So I wanted to bring that to your attention and warn people that Main Street will be likely to have the truck traffic. Second, I wanted to respond about what the EPA has said. Again, Dean from the EPA has said about train traffic, the possible use of trains, and why he thinks it's unlikely and he does not support it, and the EPA is not advocating for it. He suggested that loading and unloading stations would need to be created, and that likely that would only be done in a centralized location, such as the UDF. And therefore, he suggested that in his belief, if there was the use of train, it would increase the amount of truck traffic. I do not agree with him. I do not think that the EPA is looking at the issue of the potential use of transporting the dredged material from the dewatering sites to the UDF through trains in a serious manner. And in fact, that really is going to emanate entirely not from the EPA, but from GE. So we are waiting to hear what GE is going to say. But as far as the EPA is concerned, they're anti-train and they are pro-trucks going down Main Street. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Josh. And you're not alone in your assessment of what's happening. I think that's a very accurate description of where we stand today. But I would just remind everybody that this has been going on since the beginning of 2020 when the agreement was first announced, and the fronts in the battle have changed dramatically any number of times. So this is an ongoing conversation. You accurately described the town's position. I had a meeting with Chris and the EPA and said, look, we've got three north-south routes in Lee. You've got East Street, you've got Graylock Street with the school, and you've got Main Street, all of them densely populated. And there's no reason why we can't keep it out on Route 7 and find other ways to do it. But it's an ongoing conversation, and how much of this is going to be effective, we're going to find out. Quite often, and I'll say it here and now, the EPA, it appears, has already made up its mind about a number of things, and they tell you they haven't, but I think they have. And so it's going to be an ongoing struggle, and people have to step up and voice their concern and offer alternative suggestions. And it can't be just at one meeting at the end of November. It has to be in writing. It has to be to all your representatives. I would suggest that people read, it came out tonight in Berkshire Edge, a letter written by Dr. Charles Kenny of Tri-Town Health that sort of addresses the truck versus train argument, and along with his article are the addresses and contact information for any number of representatives all the way from local to federal level. So time to get on the computer and start writing, and time to start signing petitions about trucks versus trains. Gordon.
Mr. Chairman, just to, I don't know how far Josh went with his conversations about my meeting with the EPA, but I just want folks to know that I didn't just sit there and say no trucks on Main Street, no truck.
Yeah.
I actually proposed 2 alternative routes to get to Interstate 90 West without going down our Main Street. So while Dean may be against it, it's hopefully the other people in the EPA will have more open mind looking at this than Dean appears to have. But they all sat and listened, and I gave them 2 alternative routes to get there. And we'll see how it goes, and that's why we're waiting to see what GE's coming out with, and the battle's not over yet. That's all I can say.
Thank you, Gordon.
Sure.
Anything else?
Nope.
Hearing nothing, then our next regular meeting will be right where we are right now at October 17th at 7 p.m. With that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.